Oh, welcome back, my gardening friends, to part 2 of my 60th birthday tour of the allotments. And if you want to see my first ever video, why not pop to my videos, hit the uploaded for the oldest, and it'll be there, the first video. And all the bits that we've done over the years and changed things around. But this is the fruit cage. This is the fruit that the birds love to eat, including me. This was thoroughly weeded a couple of weeks ago, but the rain has been very welcoming, and lots and lots of the fruit have really enjoyed this. I believe these are the red currants. They're hanging really nicely, and if you look, everything's being held up nicely. Again, we're going to get a bumper crop, I think, this year. And we move on to the white currants. Really nice. I'd recommend anybody to get some white currants. And this is the one that we took from the mother plant, and that's going to give us a bit today. This year. Wish it was today. Some of the other bushes that we've take cuttings off. This prolific raspberry, summer fruiting raspberry. Again, so much life in here. All the bees are absolutely loving it, and any of the other insects that are helping to pollinate it. But the netting is big enough to let the bees in, but not the birds, unless they dive bomb it and make a hole in it. This is just ordinary fish pond netting. Lots of gooseberries again. Hopefully these will be easier to harvest this time. All the new growth, I'm going to try and keep tucking that in and trying to grow these straight up instead of across, so keep them as thin and as tall as possible. This one's not quite tall enough to bring up to there, so I think I might stick a cane in that to steady it up, because there's lots of new growth on there, and I think I'd rather harvest them at waist height. Again, it's getting a little bit overhanging, but by this time of the year you can't walk up these, so it's all working really well. At least I can make my way through, and I think I just need to put extra supports in there to encourage it to go uphill instead of sideways, and hopefully the blueberries will do better than they did last year. I didn't use Ericaceae compost last year. I used some conifer wood chips. Didn't like it. Lessons learned. Sometimes you have to spend a few pennies to get the right results. I do try and stop these from going through, but they do escape. Once they escape, then the birds can get them from the top. But last year, with all the raspberries that we've got on my plots, if you'd bought them, it would have cost you £2,000. That's paid for the plots straight away. Don't worry, the birds don't know how to open the lock, but two-legged people do pinch. So when the fruit's ready, I'll be locking this up. If you watch regularly, you know the vertical garden has now gone, and it just saves me putting myself into a position where I'm trying to put those buckets into the vertical garden and do myself more mischief than I already get myself into. Square foot gardening, doing really well. We did a recent look at the super soil trial, and we harvested a lettuce there. I'll just need to tidy that up and get a replacement like there. Some of this, because they've grown so well, I've taken them whole, but a lot of these I'll just take the leaves. Perennial kale, I need to take some back today for the dinner, and we're just harvesting the best spikes, and anything else we're going to let go to fern. I do need to get some supports on this because the poor old ferns are being completely bashed about. Say some have grown really spindly, some have grown really well, and literally now we're only got another week to harvest these. I only harvest, or we're only supposed to harvest for 6 weeks, and then we'll let it go to seed, fern, whatever you want to call it, and that will build the crowns ready for next year. There's all my early potatoes, and the ones furthest away I believe were planted in March, summer, February, and as you can see there in the middle of the screen, some are now flowering, so we should have a nice successional crop of new potatoes. Some of those beans from Danny at the Grapevine Allotment, I planted them in the grow room, and they're almost to the top. My granddaughter's radish, she liked these look of those radish that we had off Shed Wars, so we said we'd let those go for seed. We'll have some for seed, and we'll eat some of the pods. The pods are absolutely wonderful. Babette, who's in the garden, recommended to me to eat them instead of just saving them for seed, and they're absolutely cracking for inside my lunchbox. Here's the volunteer oak tree that the squirrels put into one of the unscrupulously dumped cannabis compost containers. There's the date on that. I've got to keeping it covered. I'm not going to uncover it until I need to, because it does help suppress the weeds. But there's the first lot of pongos, and they're coming on really well now. These are the onions. I think there's the red Florence and some others, bananas, etc. Zabroon. Nothing going to seed at the moment, and if they do, I'll harvest them anyway as and when I want them. And the beetroot now bulbing up nicely. That's the first sowing. Claret sprouting broccoli, we've left that for the bees, and they've been absolutely loving it. You attract the bees, it'll help pollinate everything else. Got a little bit of aphid damage just there, need to get those sprayed. And there's the purple sprouting and claret sprouting on the opposite side, ready for next year. So these are the sweet candle we sowed on the 8th, and we should be needing to sow some more soon. Not sure whether you can see that or not, but they need thinning out now. I've planted 3 to 4 in each station, so we can get another block of was it 5? Do another 5 down here. And as you probably noticed, I've done some more blue pipe on another on the brassica cage, but haven't had time to actually to net it. That looks spectacular, attracts the bees really well. There's all my spare tomatoes. They'll go in the compost bin if we don't find a home for them. Certainly made a hole in this soil. Here we've got some definite leaf miner damage, so I've actually physically cut them off. Hopefully the grub didn't get down that far, but you can see cut it off and it's started sprouting already. But there's the that's what you're looking for. Anything that looks like that. He'll be working his way down. And then you'll have nothing left. The walking onions are walking. They'll set themselves down. And the first sign of the scapes on the elephant garlic. And once they've done the loop, so gone up, round, full circle and crossed, we can harvest those to eat, and then it won't be long before we can lift the garlic. No signs of anything on the red Russian garlic at the moment. These are the green manure beans. I've got a few left, so I've sowed them. Bit of an experiment to see if the mice had take them in different parts of the allotment. As you can see, they didn't take them. I was going to just bury them, but I thought, no, let's harvest some for seed, and then we can do it as a green manure for some of the the beds anywhere that we've got. A couple of courgettes there, surplus. Find a space plant. That's how I work my allotments. And these are the save seed from the crimson broad beans, but as you can see, they're not crimson, some of them, so cross-pollination. But that does look nice. Good enough to eat. So this is the water tank that I had give me. I planted some carrots in. This is some of them didn't germinate, so we re-sowed again with exactly the same variety. And as you can see there, they're coming on good and strong, and we can harvest the ones that are ready, and hopefully the carrot root fly won't smell, because the carrot root fly can fly higher than you think, especially with a gust of wind up its backside. And that was the experiment with the white Lisbon and ready. I sowed all the ready seed, but it'd be nice to have some spring onions. And again, we find a space, we put them. New Zealand spinach, I need to sow some more seeds, the others didn't go well. That can be emptied now because they're going to seed. And we've got some carrots there, they look nice. So this is some of the other lettuce that we planted. There's the pongo, and I think I've got one little pongo bean there. And find a space, we plant a few salad onions. Radishes are coming on really well now, and I need to take some of those home. No good letting them get too big. But the peas, oh, we've got a flower. We've got several flowers. We've got another succession of sowing ready to go in. I do get asked, hey, look, find a space, stick them in. How do you eat all this? I don't eat it all myself. What my elderly parents don't eat, and my son just goes in the compost bin. Does the full complete cycle. Single seed potato challenge from Steve at Digwell Greenfingers. Need to get them potted up. So much to do. But I have run out in the past of radishes and lettuce, so I'll make sure I've got plenty now. And there's the Bunyard exhibition. These two boxes, one is with green manure, one without, etc. And it'll be interesting to see what the gourmet shallots did in the green manure compared without green manure. Definitely a difference. And there may be a slight height difference on the Bunyard exhibition. And another comparison. There's the sweet corn that we planted directly into cell trays, and there's the sweet corn at the same time planted into cardboard rolls. won't be planting into cardboard rolls again. They don't like the cardboard rolls. There we go, that to that. And lots of peas, pongos, more peas. Just need time to plant them out. And I've just noticed the dreaded black fly already, and they haven't even got beans on yet. So I just need to get that rhubarb leaf tea insecticide out. I'll probably do a separate video on that. Long roots. Need to thin out now to one plant. Need to get that done fairly soon. And the gravity timer is on there for 1 minute every 12 hours. Second sowing of beetroot if we need it, but you see the aphid damage, so it'll be a good experiment very soon. Don't want to lose all this, especially to greenfly. I don't mind the pigeons, well I do really. So we've got 2 lots of celery, popped them in the same container. They're growing quite nicely now. And parsnip Gladiator F1, all been thinned out, and I've removed all the little greenhouses. They'll survive nicely now on their own. And there's some of the potatoes that we took out of the permanent potato bed, growing really well now. I've got to remember to water those, I keep forgetting. Even if it rains, you still need to water potatoes in containers every day. So back in the polytunnel, we never did get the double skin on. The pipe works in ready. I've got an idea how I'm going to do it safely. We've got a couple of pots spare here. Got some giant tomatoes. I've singly done those. I put 3 in there. Just need to get the supports in now. And I've actually bought a cucumber, a lemon apple. I thought it looked quite interesting. I'd heard of somebody else having one. I've had to replace one of the cucumbers, the Emily, because it damped off. Stem rot. Might have planted that too deep. A little bit of transplant shock. These are the strawberry sweetheart that I had give me so many plants, and we've taken the runners. Hold tight, guys. There's one of the runners off these, and we've got all the strawberries that you've seen on my allotments. They do look really good at the moment. Again, super soil this half, no super soil the other half. Maybe we'll be able to get a comparison later on. And these are the framework netting for the vertical garden. Reuse that. Just conscious of the time there, guys. Thanks for watching. Please leave, something's cracked off today in the last half an hour. Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs down for the interaction, and please leave me a comment. And I'd like to thank everyone, I mean everyone. Over 2.2 million views. Don't worry too much about subscribers, because it's the viewers that count. All those people that watch my videos and leave a comment, the viewers are the people that we enjoy reading the comments, etc. And yeah, 7 years on YouTube. I'd like to thank everyone that's been following me for however long. I do really appreciate it. Happy gardening to you all. Till next time, my friends. Another day older. Ta-ra for now.